Good morning, East Bay. Oh, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Good morning, East Bay. Yes, indeed. My name is Reverend Anthony Jackson, and even though the 49ers lost last Sunday, I'm still happy. I'm still happy, and I invite you all to still be happy. And all those individuals online, watching us online right now, or whenever you watch, welcome. Welcome to the East Bay Church of Religious Science. So with that, we shall hear Reverend Michelle. All right.
Good morning, East Bay. So we have a small praise team this morning, and we're going to establish in the room this song. I am as God created me. I am a light in this world. I am as God created me. I am. Come on, sing it, choir. I am. So if I need to remind you, this is participatory, that we're here to worship and praise and let go of whatever was holding us back from being that I am. That's right, choir, say. Every voice in the room, say I am. You might just nod your head like this a little bit. Yeah. Whoa. Song is both parts can happen at the same time. That's how God works. You know, it can rain and the sun will shine at the same time. Oh, I am as God. I am as God created me. Yeah, I am. Oh, I am. How great is our God? How great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God. And all the world will see how great is our God. Oh, I am as God. Yeah. Whoa. Participate. Keep singing. Oh, say it again. I am as God. Oh, I'm a light in the world. Yeah. I am.
a wonderful way. What a wonderful way, y'all. What a wonderful way. For I am the I am. You are the I am. For God is truly in the midst of all things. So I invite you to join me. To join me and just relax or just release it and just let him go and accept the I am that you are. Accept the power and the presence of Spirit expressing itself as you. For I know who you are now. I know who you are. I know what you are. For I am the I am expressing itself as Reverend Anthony. So when you look at me, you're looking at the I am. You're looking at the I am, and when I look at you, I'm looking at the I am. For I understand, and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, that God is truly all that there is, expressing itself as you. I know this. So I bless the East Bay Church of Religious Science. I bless truth wherever it's being taught. Whereas I love to say, I know there are many, many, many ways to get to the truth. But there's only one truth that I believe, and that I am, you are, and God is. And God is. So I bless you. I bless you that regardless of appearances, regardless of opinions, you are blessed. For you are the I am expressing itself in the individual form called you. So I just give thanks, y'all. I'm giving thanks. I'm giving thanks, for I know and I know that I know that in giving thanks, I have more things to be thankful for. So I'm thankful, y'all. I am thankful. For I'm looking out at the I am expressing itself as you. So thank you, choir, for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for the joy. Thank you for the love. Thank you for Reverend Dereca. Thank you for each one of you. For you are the I am expressing itself in individual form called you. So I'm just shouting hallelujah. I'm shouting hallelujah. I'm inviting you all to shout hallelujah. As I release these words, I let it go and I let God. For I know that it is done, and it is done well. And so it is. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, I am the I am. So once again, welcome to the East Bay Church of Religious Science. I am Reverend Anthony Jackson. I am Spirit expressing itself as Reverend Anthony Jackson. So if this is your very, very first time experience the goodness, the glory of God expressed as you, would you please stand so we can recognize your presence? I'm not going to ask you to say anything, but would you please, in the old church, they used to ask you to say, but please stand. Yes, indeed. Yes, and please remain standing. Please remain standing, guests. And let's all stretch our hands towards the direction of our guests, and please repeat after me. Hello. Hello. We see you. We know who you are. We thank God for you. For I am the I am. You are the I am. And so it is. You may be seated. Thank you. Thank you for joining us this day. The season of nonviolence. Yes, Kimberly, that's your cue. So please come up and share with us.
Good morning, East Bay. Good morning. So we are on day 20 of the Season for Peace and Nonviolence. And I love the way that it's organized, because the first 3.5 weeks are really principles that affect us personally. And then later this week, we kind of move into the interpersonal principles. So today is self-forgiveness. And I just want to say, we just finished the third round of Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. And the students that were in that class went so deep, and many of them expressed that their desire to continue practicing forgiveness. So today is self-forgiveness, and then later in the season will be forgiveness. So this begins with us, because it always begins with us. So, and I just wanted to say a couple things before I actually give the reflection for today. But every Wednesday after the Power Hour, we have a conversation about these principles, and it's really a wonderful opportunity for us to come together because we can all participate in it. So I know, because I'm going to lead the reflection next time, it's going to be on prayer after Wednesday night service. So that's directly after our service on Wednesday, the Power Hour. You can tune in about 7:15, but come to the whole thing because it's a really good opportunity for us to come together. So, and you can find all of these principles on our website. There's a peace mandala. If you just put in Season for Peace and Nonviolence, the mandala will come up, and there's a principle for every day. So I'm actually going to read something that's not in the mandala. This is from Reverend Jerry Gartner, who is one of our local people. She is at Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, and they put together a Season for Peace and Nonviolence book last year, and I just love this. She says, when you judge yourself, you tend to believe that who you are is what you have done or not done, and what you have or have not, knowing that who you are is greater than all of these things. So today, forgive yourself for forgetting the good that is who you are. So I think that we can use as the affirmation for today is, I am as God created me. I am a light in the world.
Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you. I am the I am, Reverend Dereca. Oh, with the announcements.
Thank you, Reverend Anthony. Thank you, Kimberly. Hey, East Bay. Oh, my goodness. It's so great to have this job. I'm Reverend Dereca, as has been said. I use she and they gender pronouns, and I am always proud and honored to be the senior minister here at the East Bay Church of Religious Science. Yeah. We're going to do our announcements. There is so much good happening that I just want to jump right into it. So we have been beautifying our youth and family space, so I believe we are done the bulk share of that, but we're always welcoming you to come in and come back and be a part of beautifying. We need snacks, we need teaching, we need parent events. So even if you can't teach each Sunday, please reach out to Mary Allen, our coordinator, and see how you might else get involved. So I think we've got the old slides, because these both are done. But that's all right. If you keep going, we'll get to some new ones. Yep. All right. Here we go. This one is for today. So today is an exciting day. Well, I'll tell you one of the reasons it's exciting is because the doctor is in the building. Reverend Eloise Oliver has shown up, has shown out. So we love you, and we're so glad you're here. Today, we are going to be doing visioning to action after service. And I want to say that this is a really, really special and important opportunity. We know that there is something very exciting happening at East Bay. We can feel it. We've been manifesting it. We have been manifested in our beautification, our youth and family. You can see our music ministry is glowing and growing. And this is your time to co-create what East Bay is. So after service today, we're going to be doing some beloved community work in Circle. We're going to be doing some visioning, and then we're going to work on manifestation. And this manifestation piece is about thinking through what is the highest vision Spirit has for East Bay. What should the ministries look like? If you have, how many people have ideas about what you want this church to be like? I know, because you come and tell me all the time. So this is your suggestion box, your channeling Spirit. After service today is your time to come and bring your ideas and bring your energy and be willing to be a channel to be used by God to build the future of this place called East Bay. Oh, it's a potluck, so there's already food in the kitchen. But if you didn't bring anything, still come on. Today is also the launch of the long-anticipated Pathways to Fatherhood. They asked that we show the video one more time, so I think we have that queued up, JJ. Folks have been working hard.
This is Hakeem, proud to be one of the facilitators with Pathways to Fatherhood this year. We'd really would love for you guys to come out and join us. These sessions, we're going to keep it real. We're going to educate one another. We're going to grow. We're going to uplift. And for those that come and stick it out for 8 of the 12 weeks of this wonderful experience, there's going to be a stipend for y'all because we know fatherhood is hard. So we're going to do something to help put a little bread in y'all pocket to make it a little easier. Hopefully also we're working on being able to carpool and facilitate rides for people. So we don't want to hear any excuses. We want to uplift and build our community as men and fathers, and we hope to see you soon at East Bay.
Greetings everyone, Brother Jason Seals here, excited about the program. I want you to come out because it's a space where you get to be your authentic self. We get to explore topics around masculinity, manhood, fatherhood. We have a community of brothers that will love on you, nurture you, and support you. Fatherhood and manhood are not easy topics. And we get to tackle these topics, explore the nuances together, and do it in a loving and supportive way. Look forward to seeing you.
What's up, folks? Baba KP here. We're launching Pathways to Fatherhood, an incredible series of conversations and deep dialogue for men and fathers and father figures. So we're looking for you to show up and be a part of this engaging, dynamic conversations and exercises that really will create a safe space. A space for you to dive into these conversations and feel real comfortable and build relationships. So look forward to your being there and join us in this experience to the manhood and fatherhood journey. Thank you.
Pathways to Fatherhood starts today. Hopefully we'll see many of you there. And if you can't make it today at 3:30, just come on back for the next session. So we look forward to seeing you. Thank you to Spiritual Man that has been out making calls. I think the last count I heard was 35 men have been recruited. So that's what we call don't miss. We have an announcement. I think Amar is coming for our Black History Month program, which is next week. Come on up. Can we clap it up for Brother Amar Casey?
Thank you, Reverend Dereca. Well, as she said, my name is Amar Casey, and I'm a member of the Black History Month Organizing Committee. And on behalf of East Bay, I would like to invite you to attend and participate in this year's 2024 21st Annual Black History Month celebration. Now, this year's celebration of Black History held here at East Bay will be on next Saturday, February 24th from 4 to 7 p.m. Now, our theme this year is a contribution of individuals from the LGBT community, from the African American community, to Black history and the ongoing Black liberation movement. Now, our keynote speaker this year will be Peggy Moore, who has been an activist, a participant, member of East Bay Church, in the greater, Oakland community. She will come and provide a lot of knowledge and insights into the LGBTQ plus community contributions to the Black liberation movement. So, and we really want you to come out and really show support for our Black History program in general, but we're talking about a part of us, of our community, that often goes unrecognized and underappreciated. And we do want you to come and show some appreciation for their contributions, both within the church and in the greater community and society. So now, in our effort to expand the involvement of the church congregation, we're inviting anyone interested in helping us to organize this event to sign up at the Black History Month table that will be in the fellowship hall in the back after church. Now, at the Black History Month celebration, not only will you be enlightened by our guest speaker, but you will enjoy poetry, dancers, and musical presentations. Exhibits, which you see already in the hallway, that creatively express our theme of the Black LGBTQ plus contributions will be displayed in the hallway in the church. No, if you haven't looked at it, it's really beautifully displayed. You know, Boxinette King, he really puts it together out there. Now, another special feature of our Black History Month celebration is the African Marketplace, where vendors will be selling African-oriented products such as clothes, jewelry, oils, and books, among other items. After the celebration, we will have a dinner feast with the option to eat here or take a box to go. As always, it is a gift from East Bay Church to the community and is entirely free. So please come out. This year's celebration is both in person here in the sanctuary and will be simulcast online. But we want to see you in person. Amen. All right? Now, you can make a monetary donation for the Black History Month celebration online at the kiosk or at the donation box on the Black History Month table, where you can also sign up, as I said, to participate in a variety of ways to ensure the success. In addition, this is new, you can sign up to help from the East Bay's new Breeze online platform, which I'm just becoming familiar with myself. We especially need help with setup, cleanup, and food distribution. We look forward to seeing you at this year's Black History Month celebration. Thank you so much.
I love East Bay, and it's just 21 years. That's an amazing, amazing thing, and we thank you, Amar and Maria, and the entire committee. I don't know if Never Stop Lola is around, but we appreciate her as well. I have to give a little bit of a plug for another speaker who is going to be there. My daughter, Nia Lundqvist, is going to be talking a little bit about her experience as a young adult and how spirituality is integrated with her queer identity. So very excited to be a part of all of the creativity and legacy that is our program. So thank you so much for that. I think we have a couple other announcements, hopefully. Okay, y'all heard that? He said, okay. All right, so let's see what else. Okay, well, that's next week. We're going to have Kev Choice in the house, kicking off his fourth Sunday, and we'll be doing the fourth pivot of our 4 pivots from hustle to flow. So you know you don't want to miss that. We got our Wednesday night power hour, so there's going to be dedicated to Black History Month and looking at putting it into practice. New Thought Black Spiritual Leaders. Oh, that's right. There's going to be almost like a trivia where you get to learn about all the New Thought historically, all the Black spiritual leaders as part of the historic New Thought movement. And you thought there weren't any. But there are. You should see the roster for the CSL convention this year. I was like, where did they find all these Black ministers? I couldn't believe it. So, you know, we're I guess it's Black History Month and CSL, so we are doing it at the national level. We have our, yes, absolutely. We have our food pantry today, so the distribution is available. Please make sure you take food or you invite someone to take food. It's an ongoing commitment of this church to be of service to our community. Next Sunday is Wear Red Sunday. We are going to have a blood pressure screening. And what else, Z? Oh, the QR code on the right on the bottom is for blood donation. It's the virtual blood donation drive. Yes, thank you, Z. Z was getting me coached around what needs to be done for next week. And so this is a part of us being well, right? We want to be spiritually fed, but we also want to be physically well. So we thank our health and wellness community. So this is your opportunity. Go and pull out your red so we can show up and show out for our health and wellness ministry. March 3rd is our annual membership meeting. And so we would love to see our members here. We will be, what did we decide, Arlene? All on Zoom. Yes, so it's going to be all virtual, and I'll tell you why, because I know folks are like, we want to be in person, which we love. We'll be in person for Visioning today, but because we have slides and financials and all of those things we want to show, we found that hybrid is more difficult. So Zoom gives everybody an opportunity. We can expand and talk about all the documents that we want to share, but it's more than just documents. We're going to be talking about the 50th anniversary. We're going to be talking about some of the results that came from Visioning today. We have some special announcements, so you don't want to miss March 3rd and our annual meeting. Let's see, what else? I know there's at least one other thing that I have. Did I get it all? Okay, if I forget, I'm going to come and bring it up later. But the point is that there's a lot of good happening. And we want you to get plugged in, get involved, get active, show up, and show out to support the work we're doing for each other and for our broader Oakland, national, and international community. In fact, if you're on the chat or you're even watching this a week or 2 weeks from now, go ahead and type in your name. Let us know, sign in, let us know who you are, where you're from. We are working on building our virtual community, and there are folks who are volunteering to help us with that this year. So we want to know if you want to be involved and plugged in that way. All right, without further ado, we are bringing to you the Reverend Queen Michelle, Bennett Roth Newell on piano, Martin Trousseau on drums, and James Jeffley on bass.
Just in case. In celebration of our ancestors, we bring the words into the room by Maya Angelou, and this is the anniversary of my father's passing, 2003. So I'm honored this morning and invite you also, as we are embracing the book, for pivots. Oh, wait a minute, let me establish this first. They're singing your part. They're singing your part. There's 4 parts. One of these parts is yours. Maya says, you may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies, You may trod me down in the very dirt, still like dust I'll rise. Does my happiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I laugh like I got an oil well pumping in my living room. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, and I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise from the shacks of a history shame, from a path rooted in pain. I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise. Now did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like raindrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my confidence upset you? Don't you take it awfully hard? 'Cause I walk like I got a diamond mine breaking up in my front yard. You can shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes. What are you gonna do? And I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise out of the path of a history shame, from a path rooted in pain. I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise. Play Bennett. Ministry comes in all forms. Sometimes it's the voice, the dance, the band right now, and you. We're pivoting today. We're pivoting today. We're putting the mirror up on ourselves today. And so I invite you to say, hey, and I'll rise, I'll rise, I'll rise. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. Yeah, Bennett. Ooh, that's one part. You got, we're gonna pivot, we're pivoting today, yeah. Letting go of any old baggage, we're letting it go today. 'Cause we're putting up the mirror, yeah, yeah, yeah. We're putting up the mirror, yeah, yeah, yeah. And seeing everything as one, every soul as one. We're all in this together, yeah, yeah. You may
Jason Trousseau on drums, James Jeffrey on bass. I don't even know what to call this fantastic ensemble of people up here singing with the Reverend Queen Michelle Jordan, but I love it. I love it. I love it.
Manuel, Pam, Andrea, Nia, Sunrise, Jenny, Jennifer. I said Pam, Joanne, Chris, and we're calling ourselves the Fantastic Choir.
All right. Well, then I'm calling you that too. The Fantastic Choir sounds good to me. I feel like I keep telling y'all like I'm rolling with the super friends out here. And it's just amazing. I just want to start with some gratitude. From the parking lot to the podium. The service in this place called East Bay is fantastic. The sacred savor, the decades of continuous service in this place. These walls could talk, they would tell you about some prayer. They would tell you about some uplifting music. They would tell you about some dynamic speakers. I'm talking about Cornel West on this stage. I'm talking about Ravi Shankar in Preservation Park. I'm talking about a legacy, a history of love. We've been rising. That's the truth about who we are. And I say, keep rising to the top, yeah? Y'all know I'm from Motown. There's always gonna be some music involved. We are reading this month The Four Pivots by Dr. Shawn Ginwright. And I got a message from both Shawn and his wife, Nedra, who really is the co-architect of much of his work, saying they watched the service last week, and Shawn said he was nearly brought to tears. The partnership that this book inspires in our movement, because it is so perfectly interwoven with what we teach. It is such a perfect explanation of how we execute the things we believe as a community. So the four pivots, we've done one each week. We're on week 3. If you missed it, go back and watch it. This is the great thing about this age of YouTube. Get the book, read the book, watch the sermons, share it with somebody. This is our work. The first week really called us in, moving the pivot from lens to mirror. We're good at looking at and for. Some of us don't have a lens, we got a magnifying glass. Seeing every look, looking for every little thing. Let me see what's wrong today. Let me watch the television and find something wrong. Let me go to work and find somebody I don't like. Let me worry about something wrong with my body that no one has diagnosed me with. Let me see if that's a pimple. And Lord knows, let me look at my mama, my daddy, my children, my partner, the neighbor. Everybody but me. So we're moving from lens to mirror, and not with self-criticism. We're moving with what the Season for Peace and Nonviolence talked about, self-forgiveness. Because if we do the work of forgiving ourselves, and we intend to in this community, then we won't have so much time to look at everybody else and what they ought to do. The second pivot was from transactional to transformative. Wow, that's really powerful. What does it mean? I was with Queen Michelle this morning, and she was doing a number of things, as she does. I mean, I just need to tell y'all, this woman has shown up in this church. and moved us forward so quickly. I had a meeting with the pulpit assistants, and we had dinner at my house on Friday, and we were talking about Queen Michelle and how she's gotten things organized on Sunday, and like she was like, oh, am I doing too much? Am I doing it wrong? I said, no, we're just running to catch up. But while we were talking, she was giving some other instruction. I think Byron came up, and she wanted to tell him something, and she started talking, and then she said, hold on. Let me turn and face you and have a conversation with you. And that's just that little shift from transactional to transformational, because in those 3 seconds, she said, I want to see you. I want to be with you on one accord. Yes, I got something I need you to do. That's all right. But let's just take a few extra seconds. And I'm talking to me now, because a few of you are like, if I know somebody who is always too busy, she might be up here somewhere. I'm working it. Because that's the whole point, right? None of us are perfect except in the mind of God, so we're just getting on that one accord and into that flow that says, I know what I know. Let me just slow down and remember what I know. Let me just slow down and recognize that I can move from hustle to flow, but that's next week. This week, I'm super excited about. This week is from problem to possibility. And he starts, I love you, in the back holding up the book. In case you didn't see or know, it's in the bookstore. I love Lori and Laura in the back, like, here it is, in case you. I showcase showgirls from the old Price is Right. Let me. I love it. I love it. So as Dr. Ginwright, or Dr. G, as his students call him, goes into this exploration of how we pivot from problem to possibility, he starts with perspective. And what he says about perspective is perspective shines a light on some things and obscures others. Perspective is an awareness of our and other viewpoints, and it means that we bear witness to our potential interpretations without judgment. Perspective means that we become the observer, the watcher of our own and others' potential interpretations. He talks about this in terms of how we show up in a conversation, right? So we might show up in what we call first position, which is I know something and I'm about to tell you. That's first position. I know something I'm about to tell you, especially if I know it from firsthand experience. I'm going to tell you even if I don't know it from firsthand experience, but especially if I know it from firsthand experience, I'm about to get you told. And then there's second position. And second position shows up in direct contrast or sometimes direct opposition to first position. And we just look for that sometimes. Where do I disagree with what you have said? How do I see it differently if we're trying to be nice? Right? And what he says is there's a third position. And a third position is just to observe with some humility and some curiosity to say, My favorite book is The Tao of Leadership, and one of it, my favorite leadership book, and it says, the leader, Reverend Sister Lena and I were talking about this week, and Fabiana, the leader is not the person in the front of the room. It's not the person with the floor, with the microphone. The leader is the person who knows what's going on. And in order to do that, you have to be paying attention to the dynamics. You have to be looking at how people are responding to you. You have to be listening for understanding rather than preparing your next statement of what you are about to say. You have to do it with a curiosity that says, I wonder how you came to think that, right? Dr. Melanie Turvalon calls this cultural humility. She is a legend here in Oakland. If you know her work at the Children's Hospital here in Oakland, she was training doctors there. And they brought her in because here was the challenge we were having. The doctors were frustrated because the patients weren't listening to them. They weren't following the advice, the counsel, the wisdom of the doctors. So Dr. Turvalon went in to do some research, and also her partner, Jan Murray Garcia, they went in to do some research and discovered something simple but still shocking to folks. The reason why patients weren't listening to their doctors is because the doctors weren't listening to the patients. Particularly as it pertained to culture. Some people don't understand, this is Black History Month, they don't understand the history of inequity, discrimination, and straight out oppression and violence that has happened to our community in the medical profession. They don't understand the problem that we've had all along is we're either over-medicated or under-medicated. Either there's a problem that we have that we just need to make go away. Come on, ADHD and Ritalin. Every child in the classroom just moving. Just saying, hey, this is boring. Needs Ritalin. Y'all remember that era? Or the other side is we come in with some real pain. And we're treated like we don't know our own bodies. Hey, doctor, something is wrong. You're all right. And behind closed doors because you people are always trying to get some drugs. Women know. I'm not even getting ready. That's Women's History Month is next month. We'll get into that in even a deeper way. And so Dr. Turvalon's work said, listen to people when they tell you about themselves. Listen to them when they talk to you about their culture especially, right? Because, for instance, you might say to me at Thanksgiving, now, no desserts for you. You know, your sugar is high and you need to, and I was like, you don't know my auntie. I wish I would show up at her house where she made this sweet potato pie for me at Thanksgiving. Oh, baby, I got your sweet potato pie. And be like, oh, I can't have any today. I have been chased with a spoon of banana pudding. You gonna eat this sweet potato pie as long as I've been cooking. And this stove today, I picked these. I grew the sweet potatoes and but if you are culturally aware and respecting that part of my tradition, then you might come up with something that's more consciously respectful, like, you know, why don't you have a healthy pie competition in the family? Why don't you come up with some new recipes? Now, I'm not telling you auntie gonna like that right off the bat. But rather than the doctor tell you what you can't do in your tradition, here's an opportunity to respect the culture that you come from and co-create some new ideas. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is a cultural humility that Dr. Turvalon put together. So I want to keep talking about perspective. One of the things that Dr. G talks about is perspective related to proximity. He says some of us need to get closer to the issues we think we care about because we're unfamiliar of the firsthand experiences of people in those communities. Talking about sexually exploited girls, talking about people who are incarcerated, talking about people who are from a community we don't know. That proximity breeds a different level of understanding. Because I grew up in a predominantly Black community, Detroit, because y'all know I gotta say it almost every time. I grew up with a proximity to Black excellence all around. It never never even occurred to me that black people were inferior. I still to this day don't even understand that. It's just fundamentally antithetical to who I am as a person, because every mayor I had was black. I had a black doctor, a black dentist. My cousins got scholarships in the 80s for violin and golf. I told you my grandparents were senior members of the Black Square Dancers Club, and even black people don't know that's a thing. I mean, full-on petticoats and calls and all of that. My father and my grandmother, who are always watching, hi, my dear, marched with Dr. King. She told me how she snuck out to go see Malcolm X. Like, this is who I grew up around. We had a church called the Shrine of the Black Madonna. Do you understand what I'm saying? I came to church one time at New Calvary. Grandma took me to New Calvary, and I come in, and all the pictures in the church are covered all over the walls. And I was like, what is going on? They pulled the cloth down at Jesus, and everybody in the Bible was black. And now, I need to remind you that Jesus was not African American. Sometimes we go all the way in the other direction. But he did have skin like bronze, hair like wool, and feet like clay. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know who the other people are, because I didn't get the blonde memo. I just didn't get it. But do you understand what I'm saying? My proximity to black excellence shaped the way I move in the world. I grew up low income. I was what I call upper low income, or otherwise known in the hip hop community as hood rich. You know, the family in the poor community with the most money, that was us. Y'all doing all right over there. But as I got out into the world and heard the stereotypes of black people, I knew there was an opportunity for me to represent the truth of who my people were. I went to boarding school in Massachusetts, and people were over there talking about welfare queens and all these people on welfare who don't want to work and got all these kids. And I looked at the girl and said, what does a food stamp look like? She said, I don't know. I said, I know you don't. Now, this was my radicalization, because if you can't, I know you can't imagine this, but I used to be kind of quiet. Quieter. But here was the moment I was trembling, my face was red, and I was like, what do you mean? So I have a perspective from growing up in a low-income community that low-income people are working very hard all the time. Right? From cleaning toilets to teaching. People are just underpaid for their hard work, undervalued for their hard work, and so it has nothing to do. I went to Harvard to speak one time, and I was talking about low-income students and how to support them, and he said, well, you know, this guy, I think he was just there to heckle me. He said, well, you know, most people are poor because they're lazy. And that was a shocking thing when I heard it about 10 years ago, but now it's on television every other day. You just want some handouts and lay around and do nothing. But that narrative has been there all the time. But see, here's what it is to have a grounding in the truth. I didn't fight with him. I didn't argue with him. I didn't even go with second position. I just was humble and curious. Not really, but I at least opted for that. For that tone. And what I said to him was, tell me how you know that. Most people who are poor are lazy. Tell me how you know that. And see, here's what happens when you put a light on in the darkness. Things just skitter away into the corners. Oh, she see me. Because he went to, the research, blah, 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 but I just happen to be an expert in that particular field. So come on, you want to talk research? We could do that. But it wasn't even about the second position of fighting with research. I just know who my people are. Now, I'm not telling you that no poor people ever wanted a handout without working. I do know some folks. But I will tell you that it's more complicated of a narrative than that, because a lot of rich people wanted a handout without working. As some folks would say, run tell that. And the more I gained proximity to communities, I realized that the stereotypes of what it is to be gay let you believe that you could tell by looking at somebody, or trans for that matter. Oh, I would know. No, you wouldn't. I could tell you somebody you know right now. But it's a humility, do you understand? It's an opportunity to take that position of curiosity. And when we have proximity, we have a special responsibility to stay grounded in the truth, which does not require us to fight the mistruth. Amen. I've always just been fascinated. I go, wow, people are really ignorant. And I don't even mean that in a pejorative way. I mean as in do not know. Because anything you think you know about a group of people is limited to what? How much proximity you've had, or what you've been told by education, by your parents, by the media. And none of those are really good resources to be able to speak intelligently about a community, because no community is completely the same. So even if you're talking about your own people, you know, we make these generalizations. Where you know black people fill in the blank. That's just a stereotype, whatever it is, because nothing is true for all black people. There might be some trends, but nothing is true for all black people. So when we have this groundedness, this strength in who we are as a people, it is incumbent upon us to hold a different kind of space for other folks. This is the work of possibility. And so I had an experience last week that led me to really think about how I present and talk. You know, there's this thing Dr. Ginwright talks about problem loving, and thinking that if we talk about the problem and we show that we understand the problem, that that's the same thing as solving it. That we could just say racism is this, racism is that, racism is this, racism is that, and then we did something. Uh-oh. That's called problem loving. Constantly in the call out, but never in the solution. So I had an experience last week where I was just talking, and you know, as I do, because of my perspective, right? I grew up around black folks, predominantly black folks. I didn't know a person who spoke Spanish until I was an adult. There were no Asians in my community. I actually have people who were Arab in my community. The signs are in Arabic in most of the community I grew up in, right? So there's just a perspective that I gained. But I also had a limited perspective about white folks. So sometimes when I talk, and I've gotten emails from a few of you, I talk in black and white. And some people say they've heard me talk and they feel like it's an us and them. So this is work for me to do. So of course, right on time, this book gave me an opportunity to do some of that work. So last week, and I asked her if I could share this, after some of my conversation about white folks, Lynn, who is a dear, beloved friend, felt some pain. And we met in the aisleway here. And she was in tears. And she said, I'm not different. I'm the same, just like you. I'm not different. I've been through all of that, all of this stuff. And I'm not different. And she said, I love you. She said, I didn't know I was white privilege. And here's the opportunity for us on both sides. because I know her, because I love her, I could hold her face, tell her I love her, but also tell her she is different. Uh-oh. Y'all thought that wasn't what I was going to say, didn't you? Because here we have a problem where we think unity is uniformity. That's not what it is. We are different, and that's a good thing, but we're still one. Can we be different and still one? We have to be, because otherwise God wouldn't have made us different. Do you understand? We're not mad at the trees because they're different, or the flowers because they're different, or the animals because they're different. We're different. And what I said to her is, she was talking about her experiences growing up around black folks and other people and her perspective as a woman and those things. And I said, but you don't get followed around in a store. You don't worry when the police pull you over whether you're going to be shot. You are different. And I said, because I like to talk about gender because we've all experienced that, I said Manuel could have been black, queer, and in a wheelchair, but he still wouldn't know what it's like to be a woman. Do you understand? We're different. We have different insights. But possibility is about what do we do with that difference? What do we do inside this system that is racism and white supremacy? It's okay if I say it. It's a system. I can talk about police brutality because the system has been brutal. It's okay if we say those things, but what this book talks about is we can't stay there. We're going to have to talk about some solutions if we want to get there. If we are in the business of making the change, we also have to transform what we believe is possible. In our journey toward justice, it is critical in our ability to reimagine and not just react, in our capacity to transform and not just respond. Oppression harms us because it makes us believe we don't have the right to create, dream, and imagine. What we do instead is fight, resist, and confront. And while this is important, it is an incomplete toolkit for justice. Necessary, but insufficient. I told you this is the 15th anniversary of the killing of Oscar Grant by the BART police. Next week, I'm blessed that my daughter and I will be getting an award at the Oscar Grant Foundation dinner for our work in that movement. But it was in those moments that I was called to go to ministerial school because I knew what I was taught. And what I was taught was the other side is not a real thing. That to whom much is given, space must be held. If I know, and you know, because you're sitting here, right? If I am the one who knows, then I am the one who prays. If you see the problem, then be the possibility. You have to live the possibility. Whatever it is that's got you so upset, what is the possibility of transforming it? So when we were doing the march, I asked them to name it Working for Justice, Praying for Peace. And some people got mad. Some people got mad. We don't need no mama figure praying for us. I was like, see now. They were professional organizers at the anti-war march over there. And I said, no, you don't understand because no one is going to call you to pay money for the funeral when the next child dies. That's transformative. That's a relationship. And so when we're talking about the ideas of who we show up to be, we understand that the way we made it through everything we've been through is a praying grandma. The way we made it through everything we've been through is through a peace be still. The book talks about Maya Angelou's quote about nursing nations of strangers. This is who we are. Loving no matter what. Holding our heads high when we got spit on. Do you understand who we are, how we got here? Susan Taylor likes to say this is not the rough side of the mountain. We've been through a whole lot more than this, and we came through it with grace, with prayer, with strength, and with unity, not just with ourselves and each other, but everybody who everybody said was the other. We didn't only build the Underground Railroad. The movement, both the civil rights movement and the Black Power movement, had funding by allies who were white, who were Jewish, who had Latinx. This is how we did what we did. We practiced oneness and the possibility. We were living in the possibility that we could all be together. We were living in that possibility, and that was the challenge. That is what the civil rights movement did, is it changed everybody's ideas, because the white kids went to the South and did the freedom rides. That's when the families were like, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. And today, when people are using their pronouns, other people are like, well, what is that? What you mean? Uh-oh, that's different, huh? It's not different. It's not different. You have young people who are trying to show up and show you that some of the old constructs don't work anymore. And we're mad because we think change is happening too fast. That's the same thing the minister said to Dr. King. The South's not ready. I come from old school organizing training. They say if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. But what is it that we are working toward? Dr. Ginwright says belonging. The circle of human concern, which is the expressive and institutionalized act of inclusion and mattering. The term of affirmation and a statement of a potential desired future. Belonging and inclusion more adequately describe the world we want to create than the one we want to destroy. Belonging requires yet another step. After we tear down the thick wall of racism, we need to build new and brilliant bridges of mattering and belonging, where finally we can enjoy the profound and wonderful space of beloved community. That's what East Bay is. That's what East Bay is. Beloved community. Where Lynn and I can sit and talk and I can hold her face and say, I love you, I got you, and you are different. And she came back to me this week and she said, I'm working on it. And I said, I'm working on it too. We're working on it together. We're going to work on it together so I can say it in a way that uplifts, right? Because one of the things about problem loving is the language. The language is always about the problem instead of what the solution is. I was talking to my daughter. I was reading her quotes from the book just to get a different perspective from a young organizer's mindset. And I remember, some of you know the movie Queen and Slim. And spoiler alert, the end is very tragic. And I remember her coming back after seeing it and saying, I didn't like it. She said, what is it with black folks that we can't even imagine a better ending? This is movies, television, poetry, music. This is our imagination. Can we even imagine a different ending? We got to have oppression in the art we create? We don't have to. And I'm not saying we can't tell our story, we should, but it's necessary but insufficient. So it's our job to seek out and create a different narrative that celebrates the truth of who we are, and the truth of who we are is our outlook, which is his third principle. Robin Kelly says, imagination is one of the most revolutionary ideas available to us. I was watching Queen Sugar, and I love Nova Borderline, and she said, if you're going to be an ally, never feel satisfied. Never feel that you know it all. Stay uncomfortable. Stay pushing yourself. Stay asking questions. Stay listening. Stay trying. That's what it means to be a good ally and a good person. And our job is to vision, to imagine, to articulate a world that works for everyone. If we're talking about, yes, if we're talking about possibility, we're going to have to change our language. Felicia Williams-Cozy at the signature of her email has something that I love. She has a quote and it says, "Love is the answer. What's the question?" Like it's always the same answer. If the problem is racism, the solution, the possibility is oneness. If the problem is war and violence, the solution is oneness, because you cannot kill yourself if that's who you see in Gaza. Uh-oh. You shouldn't come here if you think I shouldn't talk about that. Oneness does not mean spiritual bypass. There is a slaughter, a genocide that is happening. Just take a deep breath. Because the only reason it's happening is because people aren't practicing what we are setting up here, a rootedness in oneness. A rootedness that it doesn't matter what side of the world you live on, what religion you were raised in, what skin color you have. It doesn't matter to how I treat you, how I see you. It's not just that it doesn't matter. I love you. What is justice? It's freedom. It's the freedom to be yourself and be loved without being targeted, without being attacked, without being minimized, without being judged. This is justice. I see a world where this place is the center of transformation. I see workshops and classes and prayer partner Sundays. I see things that we haven't even thought of yet. I see a school. I see that we don't rent out the Reverend E building because we own the whole block. You got to see it to manifest it. If the problem is global warming, the truth is oneness. Oneness with the earth. Because if we're one with the earth, then we don't treat it like trash. Right? They're all the same solution. This weekend, the Bob Marley movie, One Love, came out. And we love that song, don't we? One love, one heart, let's get together and feel all right. Except Bob Marley was a revolutionary. Don't just get on Three Little Birds. Let me tell you what One Love says. Let them all pass all their dirty remarks. There is one question I'd really love to ask. The question Bob Marley wants to ask is what? Is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind just to save his own? Is there? Is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind just to save his own? Now, when I have a Republican praying for the incoming Republicans, now we're going to be seeing whether you really believe in this. But I have an outlook that we can be that place. The one love, the one heart, the one people, the one God. And if we are that place, then we can actually live out our mission to be a point of transformation for the entire planet. Thank you. I want to welcome our youth and family ministry. This wasn't on the agenda, but I got to do it anyway. What's your name?
Matt. My name is Laura. My name's Zakaria.
What's your name?
Mosiah. Ikenna.
What's your name?
Ime.
Yeah, of course.
Maverick. Amira.
Hey, what's your name? Hi. Hi. What's your name?
Esmir.
I didn't forget. Did I miss you? What's your name?
Oh, yeah.
All right. And wait, we need to talk about these adults who are in service. What's your name?
Phyllis, Fabiana,
Shay. Mary.
Give it up for our youth and family. Do we have someone who's speaking? Who's that? So, okay. They are also going to tell us what they learned. Don't y'all remember this, coming from Sunday school and saying, what did you learn in church today?
Today I learned about Martin Luther King Jr. with civil rights.
All right. Thank you. Who else? Anybody else? And what about you? What did you learn today?
Today I learned about Bessie Coleman, that she wanted to fly, but no one would teach her in the USA, so she had to go to France to learn.
Well, all right. Well, one more. You want to tell us what you learned?
Mosiah.
What did you learn today? What did you learn today?
I learned about making butterflies.
I learned about making butterflies. That is it. I'm done. Youth and Family Ministry, thank you all so much. We're teaching possibility. We're teaching possibility, and we need more teachers with that consciousness. So please join so we can, you see it's expanding, right? We need your help. All right, so I think we're going to return children to parents right now. So you're welcome to raise your hand and say, okay, come on with me. We've got to pray. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right, perfect. Yes, let's watch the wires. This is how you know we're ready to grow, East Bay. So I'm just going to invite you to turn within. Don't worry about the frolicking of children. That's what they're supposed to do. What you're supposed to do is pray. So let's take a moment to do that. Almighty Spirit, the divine intelligence that touches and nurtures each and every one of us. I see you now. I see you in the voices of our children. Let them play. Let them speak the word of God. Let us have ears that are open to hear. I am the I am. I am as God created me, and as I know there is truly, really only one of us. I know that whoever, however, whenever you're watching this, you're already perfect in the mind of God. There is no system of oppression, of hatred, of violence, of war, of sexism, of any kind of discrimination that alters and changes the oneness, the love, the connection, the peace that is the true possibility. I see it now. My outlook has changed. My outlook has changed because I have been a member of this community for 27 years, where people have consistently been holding the high watch and saying, you and I are one. Come on, let's get it together. Come on, let's practice some forgiveness. Come on, let's pray about it. That's the place that we are. Come on, let's teach these babies to look for butterflies and places to fulfill their dreams. I love this place called the East Bay Church. I love it. I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful for Reverend Eloise Oliver. I'm grateful for the ministers, for the practitioners, for the folks in the audio-visual department. I'm grateful for James in the parking lot and Richard and Gloria in the back and Laura and Lori who show up and say, yep, I'll do it too. I'm grateful for the music ministry, for Reverend Queen Michelle who said, I'm ready to come home. I'm grateful for you because you showed up right here, right now, and said, I'm ready. So after service today, we're going to vision, we're going to plan, we're going to transform our language, our thinking from problem to possibility. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for a place that says, come on and be love in the flesh. And so I just do the most important thing I'm supposed to do. I take my hands off of it and I let God do what God always does. Make it perfect, make it good, make it whole, make it complete, make it ready for me and my change. There's only one of us, so God is ready for your change. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go your fear that you're always going to be alone. Let it go your fear that the doctor is going to give you bad news. Let it go your fear that there's not enough money, not enough love, not enough property in Oakland. Whatever it is that you've got a story about, let it go. Because God is ready and able. Already ready and able. That spiritual divine intelligence. That law. It's a law. It's a law. You speak your word into it, you plant your seed into it, and it must produce what you declare. There's a power for good in the universe, and I can use it. I'm using it, and I'm letting it use me. So if you have a prayer in this box, know there's only one answer that God ever gives, and it's yes. Yes, if you have a prayer in your heart, find a practitioner to pray with you, to know the truth for you, to see the light of oneness and peace and harmony that's already true. Even if you can't see it, let somebody else say it to you. It will heal you. It will change you. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to rise. And if you're ready to rise, I just invite you to join me and anchor in this word by saying Ashe. Amen. Aho. And so it is. Now it's our time for gracious giving. Now it's our time for gracious giving. Why do we celebrate that time? Because there's a flow. Money is energy. And we have to let go of our problem ideas about money and know that the infinite possibility is already available to us. So wherever you give, just give. Let it flow through you and watch what happens. We had so many testimonies in the class about transformation when people change their ideas about money. So there are many ways to give. Let's start with our offertory statement. Together, as I give thanks for the good now flowing into my life, I gladly share that good with others. The more I give, the more I receive. There are many ways to give. There's a kiosk in the back. There's Zelle. There's PayPal. There's text. Help us build the beloved community.
There's a new territory that I never saw before, like a fire transformation breaking through my core. It's shining in the darkness, I can see the light of day, and this a new territory. It is my strength, it is my way. I said this new territory, it is my strength, and so I pray, well I pray that you see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. Well, I pray that you see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything.
the tithes and offering. I bless the giver as I bless the receiver. For truly God is all that there is in the midst of all things. I bless, I give, I receive, and so it is.
For all those February birthdays in the room, Reverend Anthony, I was reminded that we need to sing, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. All the February birthdays, please stand and receive your blessing. Birthday, we say,
just a reminder for our guests, please complete your card that you were given by the ushers, and then you can turn them in the bookstore so we can keep you informed about the fantastic events that are taking place here at the East Bay Church Religious Science. So make sure you complete your form. Visitors, I'm going to ask you to stand one more time. Is this your very, very first time at East Bay? Would you please stand? And like I said, make sure to fill out your card. Okay. So there is a visioning that will take place at 12:30 here in the sanctuary. So please, please, I see Reverend Dereca coming back up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so please make sure to attend the visioning that will take, community meeting and visioning that will take place at 12:30 today. And following that, the Pathway to Fatherhood workshop is taking place also for all men here in the sanctuary. So with that, let us stand as we prepare to leave this place. So we go from this place, spreading the consciousness, the good news that God is truly expressing as me. For I am the I am. You are the I am. And I choose to live my life as if I know that I am so much more. I am eternally grateful. So I invite you all to join me in anchoring this truth by simply saying, Ashe, Amen, and so it is. There are practitioners at the service, and if you would like treatment, please, with the practitioner, please come forward, and I know there are practitioners who will serve you. Thank you.